guys, Trevor with Shadow Systems, Technical Tuesday. We're going to talk about carry ammo and verifying function in your gun. So first of all, carry ammo is expensive. Everybody knows that. It's $1.50 a round or whatever. And so it's a painful proposition to shoot several mags of it to verify function and so forth in your gun. So what you want to do is try to get the most out of the ammo that you do shoot and verify function and performance as much as possible with a limited number of rounds. And let me also say, you got to go shoot your gun anyway, so go put a couple hundred rounds through your gun when you buy it. Please don't be that guy who buys a brand new gun and then go buy some expensive carry ammo and puts the two together and starts going out into the world with a loaded handgun. Okay, you have to shoot, you have to train, you got to put a few hundred rounds through that gun before you do that, all right? But when it comes to actually the carry ammo that you select, that's where you really want to verify function and do it with a limited number of rounds. I'm going to say that limited number of rounds is probably at the very least 10, okay, probably at the very least, but preferably about 20 rounds. Usually it comes in boxes of, let's say, 20 or 25. Get 2 boxes, okay, and shoot one of them all the way through your gun. Okay, how do you actually do that? I'm going to show you what I do. First of all, if a gun is going to have an issue, it's more than likely going to have an issue in the upper section of the magazine, not, the last few rounds. Okay, and the reason is the spring pressure is higher at the top. The rounds are just there. The whole stack is having to get lifted up by the follower. There's more strain on the spring. The spring is having to do more work. So really, it's the top few rounds that are the most concerning, and those are also the ones that are most likely to get fired in a gunfight. Let's be honest, it's usually not mags and mags, it's a few rounds and it's over. So we're most worried about the top few rounds, okay? So what I will usually do, if I have a limited number of rounds, this is a CR920, this is the new generation magazine with the improved coating. So I'm gonna load up a handful of these rounds. It's a 10 round, or it's a 13 round gun. Looks like I've got 18 rounds to play with of my Underwood carry ammo in this example. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up around 10 rounds, okay? And the first thing I'm gonna do is just feed off a slide lock, because actually slide lock is when the gun is kind of most at risk for a feed malfunction, because remember, when a gun is cycling, it goes past the slide lock position. So that little bit of extra spring is helping the round get up the chamber. So from slide lock is actually less travel. That is the fired position, whereas that is slide lock. Small difference, but still it's a difference. So the first thing I do is I top off my mag so it's full, stick it in, and I'll just do that a few times. And I'm just looking for a malfunction or like a really brutal kind of ka-chunk, we call it. Do that a couple times. Obviously don't let the round get pushed in, but that makes me feel pretty good. That's like glass. So I feel pretty good that that's gonna feed. I've got 3 rounds in there right now. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot those 3 and just see how I feel. Man, that is accurate stuff. I'm gonna now eject that round because again, I picked up a hard ball in the last one. So I'm gonna probably do that again. This time maybe I'll shoot like 4 rounds, okay? So I'm gonna load 4 rounds, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm gonna feed it off a slide lock, right? Feed off a slide lock. So I'm fully topped off, feed off a slide lock, feels good. I sent those off to the left, not sure why, but anyway. So I've got 1 more round in the tube right now, and that's gonna be the carry ammo in there. And then this magazine is now partially expended. I'm gonna top it off again. Okay, looks like I got 6 rounds left. Make sure, yep, that's full. All right, now I'm gonna use crappy technique. So I'm gonna shoot it kinda, and be careful with this, you don't wanna lose control of the gun, okay? But I'm just gonna kinda shoot it with sort of a limper grip. And one way to do that, folks, is just to bring your arms in like this, because then the gun won't get as much pressure holding it forward to help it feed. So I'm gonna shoot it like this for a couple rounds. No stovepipes, good strong ejection, no issues. Maybe I'll shoot a couple rounds left hand only. And at this point, I mean, I feel pretty good that the gun's gonna feed. So what I'll do is I'll probably just load up the last of it. Let's see, I've got 8 rounds right now, so I wanna have 5 hardball in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And interestingly, there is a philosophy some people adhere to where they actually only use expanding ammo, and I realize this isn't expanding ammo, but they actually only use expanding ammo for the top few rounds, with the assumption that by the time the first few rounds are fired, it's possible the adversary is behind cover and that you actually want something with some more penetration. So some people will actually load, let's say in a 15-round magazine, they'll load 5 expanding rounds and then 10 hardball. You know, that's, I guess, kind of what we're doing here. I don't personally do that, but that's a technique. I'm just going to shoot these 8 rounds fast and see how it does. Well, I'll shoot that little plate. God, I mean, that's pretty slick. That's 8 rounds. Yep, that's 8 rounds. And I would say, based on my experience, that's great performance, right? We've checked it off slide lock several times. We've checked it with maximum spring force. We've checked it with poor grip and poor technique, and the gun is cycling perfect. So I would say this is definitely good to go. Ideally, we would shoot more of it, but if that's just outside your budget, then please at least do some of these things so that you can make sure that what you go out into the world and carry to protect your life or someone else's, you know, functions in your gun. All right, that's what we got for this week, and we'll see you next time.